Good Monday morning and welcome to Rise and 9. I'm Jackie Kennan.
And I'm Kristin Rogers. Happy to be back with you this morning. It was a great weekend.
Yes, it went by so fast. They all do, but this one especially, so many fun things.
I know, yeah. We mentioned last week how we were both going to see some old friends this weekend.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun with that and also caught up with some family. I was back home in Northeast Iowa, and on my mind right now is Thanksgiving. That's next week already.
Yes, I know. Trying to talk with family. What's the plan? It feels like you should have all this time to make these plans. Right. We're talking about, okay, when are we celebrating Christmas? All these things. And it's coming so quickly.
Yeah, I saw this funny video. I think it was from the Holderness family, but I am not exactly sure, that said Thanksgiving is like the middle child of holidays, which I think is so funny because Thanksgiving is my favorite winter holiday.
Yes.
And I'm also a middle child.
Yeah, I'm a middle child too. That's really funny. I'm glad we can laugh at ourselves.
Right.
But yeah, coming between Halloween obviously kind of kicks off that season that you start to see lots of holidays, and then Christmas always the big one. So I can see why that happens, especially all the Christmas decor that's already up. Not skipping Thanksgiving, even though I have mine up.
Yeah, you can still celebrate both holidays, even with the festive house. I noticed when we came back home, there were a lot more Christmas lights in our neighborhood. I'm like, oh, we got to get that done too.
Yeah, I saw something the other day that was like, Christmas is a season, Thanksgiving's a day.
Right.
You know, that kind of resonates. You know, you want to celebrate, enjoy those Christmas lights a little longer than just the one day.
Yeah, I do personally, though. I like to wait until after Thanksgiving to put mine up, but so I feel like if I do it too soon, then I kind of get over it, and then I want the clutter out of my house by the time it's even Christmas. So I know that if I just wait a little bit, then I'll be able to enjoy it more.
Yeah, and it's hard sometimes when Thanksgiving comes kind of late. Like this season, you know, Thanksgiving's going to be over. It's going to be almost December already.
Right.
So, you know, it's just whatever works for you. I've waited until after Thanksgiving many years. This year, decided to do it early, and so far, seems to be going good, enjoying it.
Right. Along with those Thanksgiving plans about what dish you're going to bring, or those travel plans too. And so good news, the FAA has ended those flight restrictions that would have really made things complicated if you were flying. Fortunately, I just driving a few hours, so it's not so bad at our house.
Yeah, I'm just driving over to Nebraska, so not too far either to get out to Omaha, but for people flying, and that was impacting 40 major airports, and even though it wasn't the Eastern Iowa airport, impacted airports that a lot of people fly to from Eastern Iowa.
Yeah, and out of all the holiday season all year round, Thanksgiving is the busiest season to fly, the Tuesday, Wednesday before, and the Sunday after. I think that's maybe because it's just the one day and everybody wants to get out there and come back. I'm guessing that's the way it is.
Exactly, yeah, because it is just that day, so you got to get out there, and you don't have necessarily a whole week off. You might get at Christmas, or some people have the whole week between Christmas and New Year's, so yeah, Thanksgiving's a little shorter than that.
Of course, we do have to watch out for weather. You know, that can impact things, especially if you're driving too, but we'll just have to see. Watch out for the first alert forecast to get all that info.
Yeah, like Justin pointed out this morning, we're almost to the point where we can see Thanksgiving on the 9-day, just a couple days out. But it looks like at least the trend is that it's a little bit warmer than typically in November, 40s and 50s.
Yeah, I feel like we have been seeing that lately.
Yeah, so that would be nice if you don't have to worry about ice and snow to make it to your travel plans. So, we're just all kind of watching that forecast right now.
Absolutely, me too. We're also, as we're having those Thanksgiving plans, thinking about what dish you're going to bring. I mentioned some higher prices at the grocery store. The Consumer Price Index report shows average grocery store prices are up 2.7%. That includes things that you'd have around Thanksgiving, like potatoes, meat, fresh veggies, bakery products up too.
Yeah, and President Trump signed an executive order to bring some of those prices down on certain products, but obviously not everything out there.
Right, and that record high beef prices, also slashing tariffs on the Brazil imports. So lots to watch out for on that front.
Absolutely, yeah. My family's been texting in a major group chat with all my aunts and cousins trying to figure out, okay, we're going to have a big Thanksgiving this year. I believe my grandma said 38 people with all the kiddos.
A lot of chairs.
Too. So yeah, it's a lot of people, and we're like, okay, we don't need 10 green bean casseroles. So what's everybody bringing? So it's kind of fun to get that rolling.
Right, only 9 green bean casseroles.
Yeah, 8 for me.
I think my favorite, though, I'm sure we're going to talk about this more, but my grandma makes really good corn casserole and uses the Velveeta cheese. It's just no other recipe with maybe different ingredients. It just turns out the same.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about Thanksgiving is usually, or any holiday, usually there's certain recipes that are kind of a staple for your family, maybe even if they aren't in other families, or they make it a special way. And my grandma always has to be the one to make the stuffing because nobody can do it like she can. I do have her recipe, and I've had her teach me a couple of times just because I want to be able to know how to do it, but it just tastes so much better when she does it.
Right, and I just love cooking. With my brother, I feel like we just enjoy doing that. I'm like, he's like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I like to make all these things, but I don't really like to make the meat. He's like, well, that's good because that's my favorite thing to make.
Perfect pair.
It's really good when you have siblings that are opposite and we all can do things that we like.
Yeah, I know. I always look forward to those special recipes. My mom makes the cranberry salad every single year. She's the only one that does that. My aunt has a great corn recipe that she brings. So all those staples will be there this year.
Absolutely. And we also had some really good stories this morning. One from Connor Woodruff about the gift of life.
Yeah, this was a really cool story because you hear about donation with organs and stem cells. Well, this is a University of Iowa student who needed a stem cell donation and actually got it from a guy in Germany. He had signed up to be a stem cell donor and about a week later got notified that somebody needed his cells already. Sometimes people wait years before, they have that. So that happened very quickly. Well, after the student was able to have this life-saving donation, he was able to get in contact with this man out in Germany, and they sent letters back and forth for years. And I did not know this, but you're not allowed to share your name for 2 years after a donation. So anonymously, they sent letters and really built this friendship over a year's time.
Right, and after that time, they were able to meet overseas. The young man who got that donation met him, and now they have this great friendship. And that person who made the donation is going to be in Iowa when he graduates. And the man who, Ethan, got the donation, he said everything that he's done is possible because of the person who made that donation.
Yeah, it's so neat. You think about that happening all the way from overseas, thousands and thousands of miles away, and then they're able to build that friendship and save his life, and now they're able to meet in person. And yeah, the fact he'll be at the graduation, that's going to be pretty emotional.
And one thing to receive that, but then to be the donor, he said that it really changed his life too, knowing that he helped someone in such a massive way. And Connor mentioned this when we were talking about his story. He's like, even blood donation, that you don't realize how much of an impact that can make. I know I've given, I think, 2 gallons of donations, and like you always wonder, I'm like, is anyone going to use this? And I mentioned that to one donor. She's like, yes, that makes a huge difference, up to 3 lives saved with every single donation.
Yeah, it's really incredible and very selfless to be able to donate in any way. And yeah, just a really great story that you'll want to check out from Connor Woodruff on our website, kcrg.com.
Yeah, it makes me want to sign up to be a blood donor again.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think they do need donations, especially around the holidays, though.
Yeah, they always seem to be in need of blood. So yeah, anytime that you can give, that's really great.
Right, when people are busy with holidays, but unfortunately we know those crashes and life events still happen that people need blood.
Exactly, yeah, it's always important.
Right.
And in this week's Working Iowa, I went out to Monticello, visited Camp Courageous, which is always a great time to get out there to Camp Courageous. I spoke with current CEO Charlie Becker. Now, as we've reported, there will be a new CEO coming in. His name is Craig Stapmuller. He will be taking over Camp Courageous starting in January. But Charlie Becker has been there for more than 45 years running this camp, which is just incredible. And he's such a nice guy. So I caught up with him about kind of where things stand as far as the camp in terms of staffing, what they still need. And he shared with me the longevity that they had at the camp was so impressive. I wrote down some of this. The program director was there 40 years. The nursing director was there more than 30 years. Both of them retired at the same time. And actually, that was the same year that Charlie would have been of age to retire too, but he stuck around. I believe that was back in 2019. And then they've had some other long-term staff go since then. Well, he said all that longevity was kind of the secret to their success. They all knew how each other ticked, and they'd all been there and had these relationships over these years. So now they've been working to kind of rebuild, and they want people to come in and work who want to make this their career.
And though they had such a dedication, I know, Charlie, you just feel that you're like, I need to give back. Once you meet with him, it just makes you feel like what you're doing is so important, and you just can't imagine the impact on he's had on every single camper in that way.
Yeah, 45 years is just such an incredibly long time to lead an organization, and Camp Courageous is so special, obviously helping people who live with disabilities be able to have all these opportunities that they have out there. And Charlie's office, it was so cool to go in there because it's just, his walls are just littered with pictures of all these memories over the years, and we included some of that in the story. Kind of cool to look back.
Right. I remember going there to do stories to talk with Charlie, and it's almost like I get a little distracted. I'm just like, I don't think there's a square inch on his wall that doesn't have a picture with a smiling camper, and a great memory for him.
Yeah, and so many notable people too. Kirk Ferentz in some of the pictures, and yeah, it's just really, really great camp, and a great story to hear about kind of all the history that they've had over these years, but all the hope they have for the future with the new leadership. And they're always hiring for camp counselors and other people, always in need out there of more workers.
Right, and not going anywhere. That has a long future ahead for them, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great story that you'll want to check out on our website, kcrg.com. Just click on the Working Iowa tab at the top of the website and you can see it there.
Yeah, and we're just still talking just only Monday morning, looking forward to next weekend. But I'm just had such a great weekend. We were driving back home yesterday, and I'm like, my heart is so happy. We had so much fun to see our loved ones, friends and family. Yeah, we had went bowling with over 18 of our high school friends, and they just had so many kids running around. I think I did not go a majority of the time. I was always holding a baby. So
yeah,
and I was so happy to do that. Right. And
that's fun.
My gosh, so many cute kids, and I had just a great time bowling, and then caught up with family the next day. My dad and brother were working on the farm, and so I watched them do that this time.
Yeah, that's so fun whenever you can get together with longtime friends that you don't get to see all the time, and you get to catch up and kind of. I did something similar. I got together with high school friends too. I do see mine more regular just because I live here in Cedar Rapids and from here, and a lot of them live here still. So I've always felt very lucky about that aspect. We got together for annual Friendsgiving, which our friends have put on now, figured out it was the 4th year. I thought it maybe was 5, but 4 years. And it's interesting because they've even moved houses, and the Friendsgiving has traveled as well. So it was just great to get to see all of them, and then plus some other friends too, and so much good food. Oh my gosh. I created like a sample plate basically because everybody cooked all these things, and you don't want to, not taste everything. So I had a little bit of everything on a plate. I was so full.
Right.
So good.
And just a preview of Thanksgiving to come next weekend.
Exactly, yeah. Well, speaking of green bean casserole, I brought the green bean casserole in the crock pot. There were some leftovers. So yesterday, Sunday, I was like, I'm just going to plug this back in. We're going to heat it back up, round 2. So by the time we get to Thanksgiving, I'll be a few rounds in by then.
But it just tastes good this time of year.
Exactly, yeah, especially when it gets a little chilly out there. Yeah, always, the best part about the holidays truly is getting together with your loved ones, friends, and family, all included.
Yeah, so this is Rise and 9. We've been doing this for a couple weeks now, but coming up tonight on Ask 9, looking forward to seeing this. Becky and I talked a special segment, Ask an Anchor, and it's my favorite topic, all about me.
So you talked about yourself.
Right. But I have a picture on my Facebook page. If you want to see, you can go check it out. When I found that, trying to find some pictures to talk about why, I started as a journalist. It'll be fun to see that hopefully tonight.
Yeah, I saw your little teaser picture. I'm excited to watch this too because even though we've been anchoring together for a few years now, I still feel like I'm learning new things about you, even though we do pretty much talk all day.
Right.
And I did not know about the horses. So nice little tease picture there. So TBD on that one.
Right. Last week was Jim's. I enjoyed watching that one. I learned a lot more about him too.
I know. He's such a funny guy. That was really entertaining to listen to, kind of how he came into journalism and his career. Really cool to look back at those old pictures too.
Yeah, and I think Becky's going to do one with every anchor so we can look forward to everybody's. Awesome. But yeah, that's coming up tonight at 5:30.
Great. We'll look forward to it.
Well, thanks for watching and joining us on Rise and 9.
Yes, thank you. Have a great day.